Ladies and gentlemen, today we have some absolutely breaking news that really fundamentally changes the political landscape of the entire country. You see, yesterday afternoon, the Department of Homeland Security officially got the green light to start working with the state of Arizona to begin purging their voter rolls of non-US citizens. And now, I know that might not really sound like a big deal, just how many non-citizens could really be on Arizona's voter rolls? Well, the answer is 50,000. That's right, 50,000 non-US citizens have been identified on Arizona's voter rolls. Now, to really put that number into perspective, Arizona State's recent gubernatorial election in 2022 between Katie Hobbs and Kari Lake was decided by around 17,000 votes. So needless to say, 50,000 is a big freaking deal. In fact, between you and me, I'd personally bet that if all of these non-US citizen voters had been purged prior to 2022, Kari Lake would be the governor of Arizona right now. Because we all know that the Democrats absolutely love their illegal immigrant non-US citizen voters. Now, as it relates to all of this, the House Republicans recently passed a bill called the SAVE Act, which would actually mandate voter ID nationwide. Take a look at this.
By the way, this is an 84-16 issue in terms of the polls. Voters want ID, signature verification, chain of custody controls, updated voter rolls. They want partisan observers watching the voting all day, the vote counting all night. That brings integrity to the process and confidence in results. Why would you be against it?
The only reason, Sean, you would be against any of that is if you wanted illegal aliens to vote and to vote in incredibly large numbers. So let's just deal with all of this BS right now. Every other country in the world of any note requires an ID to vote. The notion that Democrats are pushing that married women, who, by the way, are a Republican voting demographic, cannot get ID could be one of the dumbest talking points I have heard in my entire life. As you said, the Real ID Act creates an ID that you can get at the DMV that demonstrates you're a citizen. Democrats want illegal aliens to vote. It's why Joe Biden and his administration gave millions, we verified this now, millions with an M, of illegal aliens social security numbers. And once you have a social security number, it is incredibly easy to vote, to collect welfare, to get free government benefits, to participate in every aspect of American life. This isn't a mystery. They want illegals to steal elections, Sean.
Ladies and gentlemen, everything he just said is absolutely true. As we now know, thanks to the Department of Government Efficiency, the Biden administration handed out millions of Social Security numbers to illegal immigrants across the country. In fact, the Department of Government Efficiency has proven that around 1.3 million of those illegal immigrants have been collecting Medicaid, while around 4 million of them have also been collecting Social Security payments. And guess who's been paying for all of that? That's right, all of us, hardworking American taxpayers. But so given all of this information, is it really that hard to imagine that all of the Democrats' beloved illegal immigrants have also been voting in our elections? Yeah, I don't think so. But okay, take a look at this.
All right, Stephen, what you're saying echoes exactly what Doge found, because not only did millions of illegal immigrants they aided and abetted into the country by Biden and Harris, then they get, Social Security numbers that they obtain. Then they get voter ID. Many of them apparently voted, according to Doge, in 2024. And right. Elon Musk is saying it may be the biggest scandal of all time. And it's not a loophole, but, quote, a deliberate system. Non-citizens file for asylum, get work authorization. Then that automatically triggers the Social Security number. And from there, you get your driver's license. And from there, you get to vote or register to vote. And it was by design. That's their belief.
It is absolutely by design. You've summarized it for your audience perfectly, Sean. This was not a loophole. The Biden administration, Secretary of Homeland Security, Alejandro Mayorkas, devised a scheme to fly illegal aliens into the country and then to escort them en masse across the border by the millions and to give them something known as parole, which gives them a work permit, which gives them a social security number, which gives them access to the voting booth. This was the plan all along, to get them here illegally so they can get free government benefits, get hooked to welfare, and be able to participate in American elections. This was an attack on democracy by the Democrat Party.
And so, folks, let's be very clear about all of this. Biden's failure to lock down our southern border wasn't a failure at all. It was actually a huge success for the Democrats, who intentionally left the border open so that they could import millions of new voters from the third world. Their plan was to replace authentic American voters like you and me. And the reason why they concocted this plan in the first place is because the Democrats, the progressive left, realized that they are losing. No one with half a brain wants anything to do with any of their anti-American, radically progressive policies. And so they decided, well, if we can't win the game of democracy, we're just going to flip the board over and start importing millions of people from the third world. Folks, their plan was absolutely insane and very illegal. Take a look.
But think about this, Stephen Miller, you go down to the border, and if you were to assist known illegal immigrants and, let's say, transport them, are you aiding and abetting law breaking? Wouldn't you get arrested? Wouldn't I get arrested? Wouldn't anybody watching the show get arrested?
Yes, in fact, you would do significant jail time, particularly under the policies of this administration. By the same token, if you, as an American citizen, put, say, a child into the back of a truck and drive them across straight lines, you'll be prosecuted for child trafficking. The Biden administration itself, the actual government of the United States, trafficked 500,000 children into this country and helped them to disappear. That is criminal. And back to the point about sanctuary states and sanctuary cities, there are laws against harboring. There are laws against evading authorities. There are laws against smuggling, laws against concealing, laws against obstructing justice. President Trump, as we speak, is working on an executive order that will be issued in the very near future that will clamp down and crack down on sanctuary cities as never before. This is a cancer on our democracy, the effort of the radical left to shield even the most violent illegal aliens from enforcement. President Trump will be soon taking action. It'll be more robust and more aggressive than anything done in this area before.
So, folks, there you have it. And you know what? Thank God for that. The fact that these radically progressive sanctuary cities have been allowed to violate federal immigration law for decades, providing safe harbor and refuge for criminal illegal immigrants, is absolutely insane. So once again, thank God that all of these anti-American sanctuary cities are on the cusp of getting shut down, and thank God that states like Arizona are finally being put back under the control of actual Americans. And you know what, folks? I have to say, if things keep going like this, there won't even be a Democratic Party for very much longer. But you know what? I'm not exactly complaining, because now we are putting America first. Now, folks, before we wrap up with today's video, I want to say real quick that I've actually gone ahead and made a community Facebook page where I'll be posting additional news and updates as it relates to all of this stuff. So, hey, if you guys use Facebook, check out the pinned comment down below and give that page a follow. But everyone, that is going to be a wrap for today's video, so please go down below and drop a comment. Let me know what you think about all of this. Please like the video while you're down there. If you guys enjoy the daily news updates, please consider subscribing to the channel because it really does help a ton. Thank you all very much for tuning in today, and of course, as always, stay safe.